I think we just need a reminder again how Otjiwarongo will look like in 2040. Thank you for that fantastic presentation. All right, there we have it. Really an insightful presentation. Now we know that the Sweet Orange Basin is where most of the explorations are currently happening. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce our next presenter. That is Ms. Louise Hangero. She will be taking us through the National Upstream Petroleum Local Content Policy Draft. Thank you, Ms. Louise. Should I take this out?
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, colleagues, fellow Namibians, all protocols observed. A very, very warm good morning to all of you. It's mwapenduka nawa midre ongeipi. I'm just trying to get a feel of who's in the room. It's good to have an inclusive, a full representation of Namibians this morning. Do we have everyone in here? Dumelang? No response. Okay. Goeiemorgen. Okay, it's a privilege to stand here today in front of you as we are unpacking this very, very important policy for all Namibians. This is just not another government policy. It's a policy that will shape the future of every Namibian, the future of my children and your children, and the future of Otjiwarongo. I saw the governor's smile was the brightest in this room when he saw that Otjiwarongo in 2040. So it's important that we shape this policy to ensure that Otjiwarongo looks like that in 2040. How do I, okay, good. Who in this room knows what local content is? Who did not know what local content is before my three first speakers, but who understands what local content is now? Nobody wants to break that ice. Right, okay, so that's fine. So in a layman's language, I say local content is about creating jobs for Namibians. Local content is about ensuring that Namibian businesses participate in the upstream petroleum industry. Local content is about ensuring that Namibians are capacitated full enough to be able to fully and meaningfully participate in this upstream petroleum industry. So I think in simple terms, local content is about participating in the upstream petroleum industry, which can be done through provision of goods and services. This is now through local entities participating in the upstream petroleum space, or through job creation for Namibians. And I tell people that local content, as a definition, is country-specific. As a country, you need to understand what you want to achieve with your local content policy. And that's what informs how you define your local content, or how you have a definition for local content. In terms of Namibia, as it stands now, local content, as per our policy, of which we are soliciting inputs into from all of you. As it stands, local content reads as the added value brought to the Namibian economy through systematic, my apologies, through systematic development of national capacity and capabilities, as well as investment in the use, procurement, and development of Namibian workforce, goods and services, companies, ownership, financing, capital, and research capability in the petroleum sector value chain for the sharing of accruing benefits. So if you look at this definition, is as comprehensive or as wide as it can be, because we are cognizant that as Namibians, this is a very nascent industry for all of us, and we want to ensure that we benefit everywhere possible, by every means possible. That's why our definition is this broad. So what it means, like it was said by the head of the deputy head of the upstream petroleum unit, if a company needs catering, that catering company should not be imported from Singapore, should not be coming from Houston. It should be coming from Otjiwarongo. That's basically what local content is. If there's a drilling ship or a production vessel or a production ship in Namibia looking for cleaners, we must not have cleaners on these ships from China. Those cleaners must be Namibian. So that's basically what we are talking about in a layman's language. Why does it matter? You're all probably wondering why it matters. It matters because for the longest time in Africa, resources have too often been a curse than a blessing. How do we change this narrative? For the longest time, Africa has been the exporter of wealth and an importer of poverty. How do we change this narrative? Of course, we have been benefiting from taxes and royalties, but is it enough? Our constitution says our resources belongs to us. Is it enough for us to only benefit from taxes and revenues? So it matters because we are trying to change this African picture. We are trying to ensure that we avoid the resource curse. We are trying to ensure that the 192 billion that is looted out of Africa every year stops. We're trying to ensure that Africa, or as Namibia, we get our fair share of our resource as the owner of this resource. You can see from that map. You can see from this map right here that almost every African country has a resource, a natural resource. But it's Africa, still out of all the continents, that is the poorest. So this is basically what we are trying to cure with this local content policy. And the speakers before me indicated that this is not the government's policy. This is not the upstream petroleum unit's policy. This is our policy because we all want this narrative to change, right? So we all have